Hi, Cancer. Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about what you need to know right now in this chapter that you're moving towards. What does Cancer need to know? So, Cancer, you pulled the card of Aries, and you also pulled the card of Chiron. All right. So, yeah, in this next chapter that you're moving towards, you're becoming the radical, and you're also doing a great deal of healing. So, I also see that your last chapter could have been a very spiritual chapter, like a lot of mystery, a lot of magic, and also like clarity. First, you could have felt very confused. In this chapter, you should be more aligned to your goals, your purpose, your path, and you should feel like you have a handle on things, okay? But your next chapter does include you healing or working through the things that have held you back in the past. All right, so starting off with the Aries energy, Cancer, you can find that you're going to become very active. You could be walking more, working out more. Maybe you're just having more energy throughout your day, but you are going to be moving a lot. There's a lot of moving parts in your life coming through in this next chapter, but also just you being more active. Okay, also self starting, so motivating yourself, not drawing inspiration from others or environments, but just within yourself, which is very powerful. You'll be very daring, fierce, and assertive. You have a fiery energy that will be coming off of you. Life is about to become very exhilarating or exciting for you. There's a certain innocence that you have, almost like the full energy, where you have this naive energy, but it's not negative. It's more so allows you to experience life better. You could have been very careful. You could have been very cautious in the past. Now you're a little bit more rebellious and active driven, and you're allowing yourself to step into new realities without being afraid. So that's the innocence part. You definitely have a mission that you're going to be on, so you'll be very focused on your goals. You could come off a little bossy in this next chapter, but I feel like it's because you're getting things done. Also, something about your car or driving more. Some of you guys may get a job where you're going to drive, or you could be taking a lot of road trips in this next chapter, or you could be getting a upgrade to your car. Okay, so you definitely are going to be showing off your car, also showing off your things. I see you getting like very flashy stuff. So you could get new jewelry. You could get a grill during this season. I don't know, but something very flashy that you can show off to the world, and it will become part of your aesthetic. All right, definitely more courageous or brave. You could be a little bit more selfish or self indulgent in this next chapter. Again, I don't feel like that's a bad thing. Putting yourself first. You definitely are becoming a macho or very assertive, like a dominant, okay? You could be a little bit more impulsive or a little bit more rebellious. You could be a little bit more argumentative or just a big debater. Like you're not falling back from competition. If someone's challenging you, you rise to the occasion and you kind of show them who's made for this, okay? All right, and then we have Chiron, which is the healing energy that's coming into this next chapter. So you will see your healing powers. You have certain healing powers. You're going to utilize that to heal yourself, and you may also heal others. You definitely are going to experience a lot of growth in this next chapter. You could be making amends with people from your past that have harmed you or hurt you. You're releasing things of your past. This will be a big chapter for your personal development. Also, a big chapter where you're addressing generational curses or generational karma or inherited issues that you're not wanting to take with you into your lifetime. I also feel like any of your doubts or worries or fears are being addressed. Obviously, you're going to be way more brave in this next chapter, but it's because you're addressing any self doubt that you have. You also are addressing any shame that you felt. This is also a time where you could be a quite a bit sensitive. So you're going to be very rebellious and fiery and active, but you also may still be more sensitive than usual, and that's okay. It's part of you healing. Lots of forgiveness in this next chapter. Again, there's something about your superpowers coming out. So, something that is a big talent of yours or a spiritual power that you possess, you will be activating that in this next chapter. You could be doing a lot of cleansing. You are a little bit more soft and also addressing any pain that you may have, physical pain or just, emotional pain. mental pain, whatever it is, you are addressing it and getting to the bottom of it in this chapter, okay? All right, so with that being said, let's jump into your reading. What do my Cancers need to know at this time? Spirit, give me some messages. What does Cancer need to know? What do my Cancers need to know at this time? All right. So we have the World card here. So I feel like you are ending a big cycle in your life. Something is coming to an end. You also learned a really great lesson that the universe is very pleased with you. So you should expect a lot of blessings in this next chapter. And you can also be very proud that you've closed out something that just was, could have been a struggle for you, could have been challenging for you, maybe not the best time of the year for you. But you are moving into a more solid time and you are having a lifestyle upgrade from it, okay? So you're not experiencing the same things that could have harmed you in the past. You're done with that. And you also learned any tough lessons that you had to learn to grow. And the universe is feeling very pleased. So you can expect some blessings. Some of these blessings could deal with your family, something that's generational, maybe uncovering trauma and just not repeating that. And it also could be within your finances, could be an inheritance coming towards you. I definitely hope so. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the cards that came out for you. We have the Hangman in reverse, which is really nice. We have Judgment. Oops. And we also have the, hold on, I hate these little fuzzies on here. And then we also have the Emperor in reverse, okay? So we'll talk about that for sure. Starting off with the Hangman in reverse, I feel like you are experiencing a big shift in your mindset. Sorry, let me move these cards over. You could be experiencing a big shift in your mindset, your perception that's allowing you to move forward. Whatever mindset you had in the past wasn't necessarily a bad one, but it was restricting you from going after your goals, you know, taking life by the reins and just accomplishing a lot of things. So now you're coming out of that. You're seeing life in a very different lens, and it's allowing you to perform, to act, to go after your goals and have a lot of progress. So that's really nice. You have the Judgment card here. So you've been called, not recently, but maybe in your recent past, you've been called to step into a certain identity or step into a certain lifestyle or go after your goals, your dreams, your desires. You could have not taken action when you were first called into it, almost trying to see if it's a safe space for you to explore. But now you're realizing that you were called and you're ready to perform. Okay. So this is just you gearing up to take your first steps in this next chapter towards whatever you is your greatest desire. If you're wanting to get your body together, you know, you have that active energy that's working with you. So this is a good time to do like body transformations or have a glow up. Or if you're starting a business and you were afraid to take the first steps, you're finally putting your presence out there. If this is about work or career, you're finally taking those first steps. You're understanding like this was made for you. Now, what I do see here is the Emperor in reverse. So there could be a certain, you know how in that card it said that you could become very bossy. So I do see that with the Emperor. You are very strict about how you want your routine, your structure, how you have things that are surrounding you, your environment, your friends, your family, your relationships. You're very strict. Very, very serious, by the way. I do see you being sensitive, so we know your emotional side is there. But I do feel like you, for the most part, you're not going to show that to a lot of people in this next chapter, especially with the Emperor in reverse. That Emperor in reverse also talks about stepping into responsibility. You may have so much control over your responsibilities that you're not allowing it to flow too nicely. So there's a very disciplined energy coming from you, which is not bad. Maybe this is how you're seeing that you're going to get things done and be successful in this chapter. But I also feel like the universe wants you to, you know, untighten your grip a little bit. It's a little bit too strict. It feels like it could do more harm to you than positive because it feels like you're creating like a schedule that you have to stick to every day and everybody around you also has to get in line. But as we know, things sometimes lack perfection. And if your schedule goes bad, it kind of like can put you in a really bad mood. So the universe is wanting you to have a little bit more flexibility. Like, you're going to do great things. You don't have to time it down to the second, okay? So that's the Emperor in reverse. Let's clarify that Hangman for Cancer. Very mysterious, Cancer. I can't really get a good read on you because I feel like you're so serious. You know, it's hard to kind of read your emotions right now. Maybe you're trying to push your emotions out the picture so that you can just go, go, go. And I understand that. Let's see. Tell me about the Hangman for my Cancers. What's the Hangman? All right, we have the Sun. So there's a lot of happiness of you feeling motivated or driven again, or feeling like you're having some type of momentum. This makes you really happy that you're now, because you're seeing your life differently, you're able to act, you're able to grow, you're able to go after your goals. This is making you super happy because maybe you felt very restricted in the past. You definitely are going through a transitional period with the Six of Swords. There's been a lot of logic into that. You had to kind of separate your feelings from where you're going. So I don't know. I feel like you've had it pretty rough, you know, especially with certain boundaries. I feel like you started to put up boundaries against certain connections so that you could have success. And maybe you got a lot of kickback for that. Maybe people were challenging you. Maybe people don't understand you for doing that. But you are very, very happy that you change your mindset about something. Could change your mindset about your life path or your career or your finances or even love. No matter what it is, it's making you very happy that you're now thinking this way, okay? It's like illuminating something within you. So this will be a very positive chapter for you, okay? Now we do have the Seven of Swords. You definitely are carrying some deep trust issues here. Moving into your next chapter, you don't know who to trust or you just don't want to trust anyone. With that Aries energy, very self-reliant in this next chapter, very independent in this next chapter. I feel like people who are used to doing things with you and seeing that you're separating yourself, they could feel some type of way. People may not understand it with that Seven of Swords. People could be thinking that you're switching up on them with that Seven of Swords. Part of you also doesn't trust people anymore in this next chapter. Could be because from your past, a lot of people played a role in your what you consider to be a downfall or what you consider to be a fall from grace. So you are just kind of leading into this next chapter all alone, on your lonesome, very independent, very self-reliant. And I feel like you are going to get more progress by doing things this way. But I also see it's hard for you to open up to new energies in this next chapter because you may be carrying trust issues from your past, okay? So that's something you'll be working through with that Chiron of healing. You'll be working through that. It won't always be this way. This is just how you feel the safest right now and how you're protecting your peace and also your happiness with the Sun. All right, let's talk about the Judgment and see what is it that the universe is calling you to do at this time. Give me some messages for Cancer. What is the universe calling for Cancer to be doing during this chapter? All right, we have the Hierophant. So the universe could be calling you to strengthen your relationship to God, the divine, your spirit guides, your ancestors. There's definitely a spiritual call here of getting closer to the forces that are unseen that have helped you so far. There's also this energy of you maybe training or going back to school, or if you have mastered a certain skill, it's time for you to teach that to the world, okay? So that's what the Hierophant is calling for you to do. See what else is here. So this, if you are a master at some type of skill, it's a good time for you to find like some type of platform to sell your knowledge on, okay? Some of you guys could be trainers with that Aries energy. It's a good time for you to set up your database so that you can get new clientele. I feel like that will be very successful for you moving forward. Or if you have a business and you can teach people how to do certain things, this is a good time to do that. That can help your income, or if you know that you need to get certain training or certifications to get a better role in your career, it's a really good time for you to do that. But also strengthening your connection with spirit. I feel like you already have a very solid and strong connection with spirit, but there's something elevated to that you'll be experiencing in this next chapter. All right, tell me more for my Cancers. King of Pentacles. Yes. Okay. So this next chapter is calling for you to get your money up, and you're going to do it very well. You also are going to master whatever it is that you're utilizing to make money. Okay. So definitely a bigger role is coming towards you, a promotion. Even if you are self employed, it just means like your monthly revenue is going to upgrade or increase based off of you maybe learning something new, or even just deepening your faith and your connection to the universe, or selling something, selling classes, selling training, selling courses, selling publishings, things like that can also up your revenue for this next chapter within the next year. I just feel like you're going to make a lot of money. Your salary or your income is increasing in a major way here. Okay. Let me see. What else can you tell me about that for Cancer? All right. All right. This is going to be a little different, right? But this is great advice. So it's telling me that Cancer, the way that you can step into the mindset that you truly are going after, your goals, making a lot of progress, becoming a master of your field, making more money, to align yourself with more money is self love. So putting yourself first. That's why I said you being a little bit selfish during this chapter is not a bad thing, because you could be self indulgent and upping your self esteem, upping your self worth, upping your self love, how you care about yourself, putting yourself out there, but putting yourself first, taking really good care of yourself. So, this is also how your money is going to increase, or your position is going to increase, by self love. So, I think that's a very powerful message that we don't need to ignore. All right, now moving on, we have Emperor in reverse. I want to see, you are just really trying to take control of your life, but you're doing it in a way that feels very restrictive. I see why you feel like you have to be so tight fist on your life and moving forward. Maybe because you felt like you were stagnant for a while with that hangman. And again, there could be, maybe this is the shame part of it, of how you're addressing shame. Maybe you have certain shame, or you feel bad that you may have lost a lot of progress, or that you were standing in place, you couldn't make a move. That was beyond your control. Okay, that definitely had something to do spiritually. I feel like you, in your last chapter, you were going through a big spiritual awakening, probably a big transformation, lots of grief, lots of endings. That was beyond your control. Now that you are stepping into the energy that you would like, it feels like you're very restrictive with it. Let's see what that means for you. Oops, wrong deck. Clarify the Emperor in reverse for my Cancers. All right, you being the Emperor in reverse is not good or bad. It just is what it is. It's what makes you feel comfortable at this time. You're not going to be the Emperor in reverse forever. And I also feel like you're going to be the Emperor in reverse as you're going through some type of healing phase. Okay, so with the star being here, your faith is being restored, because a lot of beautiful and positive things are going to happen. You're getting a lot of shit done. You're achieving a lot of your goals in this next chapter, but you're also healing. So as you're healing, you may just have stronger boundaries. You may be a little bit more strict with your family, your friends, and potential lovers, or the lover that you have right now. You are just really trying to protect yourself so that you can heal, you can grow. And then once you reach the end of this road with the star, you will release that. I feel like you won't be the Emperor in reverse forever. With the star being here as well, there's a blessing coming in for you, whether that's just a lot of momentum, making a lot of progress, or if that's new money, a new position, new business, whatever that is, you're having a big blessing here. And I feel like you're going to be super serious about this blessing. You're trying to show the universe that you're not going to fumble it, you're not self sabotaging, and you may have to put up certain restrictions so that you're not distracted when you are receiving this. So I do understand that greatly. There's also something with the self love card and the star. The star always gives me like good skin, good hair, great hygiene. You could really get very strict with your hygiene, which is going to produce you really great results. I see you clearing, like if you struggle with adult acne, I see that clearing up for you. If you have any health issues right now, I see that clearing up for you. Um, and I don't know, there's something very strict about your hygiene or even like your medicinal practices that you're going to follow strictly to try to heal maybe your aesthetics or heal maybe a sickness or ailment that you have. And I see that going very well. Another thing that I am seeing in this next chapter is a lot of competition or people who are wanting to sit down with you and discuss maybe your boss energy with the emperor. People may be telling you, hey, you're taking this too seriously. You have so strict rules. I don't know how I can even be around you with all these strict rules. A lot of people are trying to get you to come off of that strict emperor energy. I see you challenging them back. You're not standing down. And it feels like it's like not getting anywhere. Anyone who's trying to challenge you, argue with you, debate with you about how you're choosing to go about your chapter, I just don't see them being any match towards you. So you're definitely not afraid. And you're standing 10 toes down on what your beliefs are, which is good. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But there's definitely going to be some people around you who do not like this new and improved Cancer. And maybe because they're not benefiting from it. All right, let's see. Tell me about the Five of Swords. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. So these are people who are used to having great access to you. And maybe you're cutting all that out. You're like, no, you can't come over to my home, you know, throughout the week. Or you can't come over on the weekends. You know, I'm not going to have company. Maybe you're telling people like, okay, you know, I'm going to be taking care of myself and you're going to have to take care of your own responsibilities, or you're responsible for your own nurturing. And people don't like that. They really feel like they're losing access to you, like you're gatekeeping the best parts of yourself. And they will try to argue you down about it, but I don't see them winning with that. So that's another thing. I feel like you're standing on what you said. What you said is what you said. You're not changing it during this chapter. And that could be good for you, could allow for you to get a lot more things done because you're not really worried about other people's opinions or feelings here. Okay. So this is your next chapter. This is what you need to know for your next chapter, Cancer. I love you guys. I hope that you guys have a great great week ahead. Please like the video, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, Cancer.